this is Dr. Brian Foster, your Colorado chiropractor, coming to you from Foster Chiropractic and Wellness Center in Longmont, Colorado. A lot of people struggle with lower back pain at some point in their life. 80% of the people struggle with it each year. We want to help you get that through those times of lower back pain. And here are 8 stretches to help you with your lower back pain that you can do in the privacy of your own home. Let's get started.
Back stretches. This is Jackie, one of our staff members, and Jackie's going to demonstrate for us our various stretches for the lower back. So our first stretch is called the prayer position or the child's pose, and we start down on your knees, and you can kind of get out onto your hands and knees, and then you can rock back onto your legs and feet, kind of back on your haunches, bringing your head down. What you're trying to do here is you're trying to stretch your lower back. We recommend you hold that for about 30 seconds. Stretching that lower back muscles, getting your chest as low to the ground, getting your head as low to the ground as you can, stretching that lower back. And then you kind of rock up onto your hands and rock forward, and then you rock back, right back down onto those haunches, right back down onto your legs, stretching those muscles of your lower back. And we recommend you do about 5 of these stretches, holding each stretch for about 30 seconds each. He's going to demonstrate the cobra pose stretch. To begin this stretch, you'll go down onto your tummy and you'll lay out flat with your arms at your side like so, and then you'll arch yourself up using your hands to do a press up, arching that lower back, stretching the muscles of your abdomen, and holding that position for about 30 seconds. What you don't want to do is you don't want to have your shoulders rolled forward, you want to have them rolled back so that you can really get the best out of that stretch. We recommend you hold that position for about 30 seconds. And what we want to do is we want to help increase that curve of the lower spine, the lumbar spine, so that you keep that. We don't want that getting flattened out as we get older, and then we end up having all kinds of lower back issues. So then we bring it back down into the laid out position. Some people can't raise their arms all the way up like Jackie did, so we recommend they would maybe do their elbows. And you can maybe even pull yourself farther up, even on your elbows, so that you can get as much curve into that lower back as you can. Stretching and holding that for about 30 seconds. And then you can lay back down. And I'll have Jackie again show us the full stretch up with her arms extended up. Arching that lower back, holding that for about 30 seconds, and then releasing back down, getting ready for your next stretch. We're back with our lovely assistant Jackie, and we're wanting to show you the piriformis stretch. The piriformis stretch stretches a muscle that comes from the sacrum across to the hip. And Jackie's going to demonstrate how to stretch the left piriformis. She's going to cross her left ankle across her right knee, and then she's going to reach down and grab her right leg, pulling her right leg up towards her chest, and that even gets a better stretch on that piriformis muscle right down in the buttock area. That's a good stretch of that. And then she'll release that, and then she'll come back and stretch it again for 30 seconds. We want to do these stretches for about 30 seconds, allowing that muscle to fully stretch. A good stretch of that is going to take about 30 seconds. And then she can release that. Now, some people can't do that stretch that way, or it doesn't quite work quite well for them. So I'm going to have Jackie demonstrate how it works really well for her.
So I don't feel it the traditional way necessarily, but so if I go back to this, my feet are planted, lift up, have this leg go over, so it's crossed, and then go back down, and I use both my arms and my leg that's planted to push into that stretch. I feel it all right here where normally I can't when you do it the traditional way. So hold that for 30 seconds as well. Come up, come out, relax, and then return to that same way. And then another way for some people that can't do this or may not be able to lay down is with a chair.
Jackie's very flexible, as you can tell. An old guy like me is not quite so flexible, so I would probably want to use a chair.
So you'll just sit normally, sit up straight, everything like that. You'll take the leg that you're going to stretch, cross it over so that your ankle's on your knee, and then you will just lean forward. So you're gonna put your chest to that ankle, and you'll go as far as you can. Some people may not be able to go very far before you feel this, but also don't go to pain, just go to what you can feel. And then you'll go back to normal position and repeat.
Fantastic. Now Jackie's going to demonstrate the hamstring stretch. The hamstring stretch is the legs of the posterior side of the leg. So what Jackie's going to do is she's going to lay her feet out as flat as she can, and then she's going to lean forward, reaching out to stretch her hamstrings, the back of her leg. Now some people can't get all the way down to their feet like Jackie's demonstrating, but that's okay. Just go to as far as you can. If you can only grab your ankles, grab your ankles. If you can only grab your calves, grab your calves. If you can only grab your knees, grab your knees. The point is to do the stretch the best you can. Now what we want to do is we want to stretch and hold that for 30 seconds and then release. And you're going to come right back up into it and stretch and release. Now, the next way we could do this same stretch would be to do what they commonly call the runner stretch. So if Jackie were to act like she was running the hurdles and she was jumping a hurdle, she looks like she could be jumping a hurdle mid-stride. So then she leans forward, grabbing her knee, grabbing her calf, grabbing her ankle, grabbing her foot to stretch out that hamstring. Again, you want to do it for 30 seconds and release. Come right back into it, 30 seconds and release. If you can't do it this way, do it the other way. A third way for Jackie to do this stretch, to demonstrate the stretch, would be to do it standing. And here she stands. She's going to keep her legs straight as she can without bending her knees. She's going to bend down and stretch and go for the knees, go for the ankles, go for the toes, go for palms on flat on the floor if you can. But it's going to be a stretch to stretch out those hamstring muscles of the back of your leg. Stretch for 30 seconds, come all the way up, stretch that out, and go right back down into that pose. Stretch it all the way down, stretch and hold for 30 seconds, and come right back up into a full stance. Our next stretch is the QL, or quadratus lumborum stretch, sometimes known as the lumbar rotation stretch. So for this stretch, Jackie's going to lay flat on her back. She's going to bring one leg up at about 90 degrees, take the opposite hand, and grasping the leg, she's going to pull and rotate her left leg. She's pulling with her right hand, and then she's going to turn her head towards the left and bring out the left arm in order to hold that stretch and keep that shoulder down so that she doesn't lift that shoulder off of the ground, off of the floor. She's going to stretch and hold that for 30 seconds and release. And then she's going to go right back to it again. We're going to stretch that same left buttocks, lower back, quadratus lumborum stretch. We're going to do that about 5 times on the left, holding each time for 30 seconds. And then she's going to switch and show us the same thing on the right. Again, she takes her left hand, contacts the outside of the left knee, pulling that, or the right knee, and pulling that leg out, putting her right arm out and turning her head to the right to help hold that right shoulder down. Stretching and holding that for 30 seconds, and then releasing. Doing that again 5 times each leg, holding for 30 seconds each. That's the quadratus lumborum stretch, or the QL stretch, or the lumbar rotation stretch. Stretch is the knee to chest stretch, or the glute stretch. Jackie's going to lay back down on her back. Then she's going to bring her left knee up towards her chest. She's going to grab her knee and pull her knee to her chest as tight as she can, stretching the muscles of her lower back and her glutes. Stretching and hold that for 30 seconds. Then she'll release it right back down. And then she'll do the same thing with the right leg. She'll bring that right leg up, compressing that knee to her chest as hard as she can to stretch out the muscles of the lower back and the glutes. Now, another way to do that would be to bring up the left leg, and then you can once you brought the left leg up, bring the right leg up as well. so you can compress and stretch both at the same time. I would encourage you to bring up one leg at a time, and then when you put them back down, you're going to put them back down one at a time. Now, some people can't compress their knees like Jack was demonstrating, so maybe in that case you would grab behind your knees and pull that knee and stretch clear to your chest. Then you might want to pull the other right leg up the same way, stretch and pull from behind the knee. Some people just can't take that much compression of their knee. Anyways, that's the glute stretch or the knee to chest stretch. Stretch is the psoas stretch. Psoas spelled P-S-O-A-S. The psoas muscle is a large muscle in the groin. It comes down from your belly or from your lumbar spine on both sides. It comes down across to the leg and in through the groin and into the leg. The psoas muscle is commonly called the hip flexor muscle. The hip flexor muscle is a very important muscle, has a lot to do with lower back and stabilization, and it also can cause a lot of lower back pain if it is not stretched out. So Jackie's going to demonstrate the wrong way to do this first. She's going to keep her knee straight and her knee is bent at 90, both of her knees are at 90, and then what she's going to do is she's going to rock forward with her head coming forward and down. This is wrong. Now the reason it's wrong is because it's not really giving the full stretch of the psoas muscle. What would be better for this is for her to put her leg farther out and to keep her chest up and her head back, and maybe even support that lower back a little bit, pushing with her right hand forward and keeping that head up, and she's arching that front and arching the muscles of her groin and her psoas to stretch out that psoas. This will get her a much better stretch. Again, holding that for 30 seconds and then releasing and coming right back to it and stretching and holding that for 30 seconds. If you want a little bit more, you can raise your arm straight up in the air. If you still don't feel like that's enough, you can actually put your arm behind your opposite knee and rotate a little bit, keeping your chin up and stretching that, and you will feel that stretch down in the muscle of your groin, the psoas muscle. Next, Jackie is going to show us how to do that stretch. Maybe she can't kneel down. Maybe she has trouble with her knees. And so she's going to grab a chair and she's going to use a chair. And you want to make sure this is a very stable chair. It's not going to move. It's not going to get away from you. Maybe you want to put it against the wall. But she's going to put her foot up on the chair, and then she's going to make sure that her right leg or her opposite leg is far enough back that she can get a really good stretch of that psoas. Again, she's going to thrust her pelvis forward. She's going to keep her chin up, keep her chest out, and she's really trying to stretch that psoas muscle. She can also raise that arm up with this one. She can stretch that out. She can even add a little bit of a twist to kind of get that twist into there to stretch that psoas a little bit more. These are some great stretches you can do. There's one more that you can do, and some people couldn't do this simply because of balance. Some people couldn't do it because of their knees. But this is a good way to do it. You can stabilize yourself on the wall, and you're going to reach back, grab your ankle or grab your foot, and you're going to pull that foot back and arch that that groin area, stretching that psoas, keeping your chin up, keeping your head back, arching that, stretching out that psoas muscle. Again, we recommend 30 seconds each, 5 times each side, and that's one set. We recommend doing 3 sets a day, especially if you're having any kind of lower back pain. Stretch is called the hip flexor off table stretch. So to demonstrate this stretch, Jackie's going to lay back on the edge of the table. She's off to the side of the table. Her right leg's up on the table. Her left leg is off the table. It's kind of hanging, letting that hip flexor of her left leg stretch out. Sometimes people can take that and they can use that foot to hold that there. Sometimes they'll try to bend that knee a little bit more and try to get a little bit extra stretch there. This would be a very tough stretch for somebody with super tight hip flexors. So it's not going to be simple and easy. And then to bring that right leg, that left leg back up a little bit to take some of the pressure off. Hold that for 30 seconds and then release and then go right back to the stretch. 30 seconds, back into that stretch and hold that stretch for 30 seconds. This is a little less active form of the stretch, but still it is a good stretch for the hip flexor muscle, the psoas muscle.
All right, I hope you learned something from those stretches. And I really want to thank Jackie for helping us. Those stretches are really great for the lower back. We want you to make sure and be stretching your lower back daily. That's not something you want to do just once in a while. You want to do that on a regular basis. Anyways, this is Dr. Brian Foster, your Colorado chiropractor, coming to you from Foster Chiropractic Wellness in Longmont, Colorado. Hope you had a great time. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and be sure and turn on your notifications so that we can get you a message that we got another set of stretches coming your way. Have a great day.